So we're gonna go over a short tutorial of fixing seams. Now, sometimes your seams will be totally messed up where you won't have any overlap. So you'll end up using the other half on here and you're gonna sew it on top versus sewing the inside. But since we have both of the overlaps available to us, we're gonna flip this inside out and we're gonna sew this together following the original line. Now when you set this up in the machine, see the open part? I will always set it up past the broken thread. That way you're reinforcing the good thread to it. Now you're gonna have to keep lining this up every few inches, because if you don't, it's gonna become uneven because it's curved. So so this is all good thread and I'm overlapped. So I'm gonna sew back and forth a couple times. And then once you start doing this section, make sure that you're lined up. Now let's see if I can do this one-handed. So see, we're starting on the thread and we're gonna do that a few times, and that's just gonna reinforce the stitching so it doesn't come apart anymore. And then you're basically gonna do every few inches, you're gonna hold on to it to make sure it's lined up. And try and follow the original stitch line, because you don't want to go too small on it. So I stop, make sure the needle's in, and then make your adjustment. Basically you're going to go probably as far as here, because you're going to have to keep readjusting it because it's a circle. So I get to the end again, and you're just going to keep doing that all the way down. And then once you're going to overlap to the good stitches over right here, and then you're going to reinforce to the good stitch, and that's how you're going to finish it. So I'm going to run it through and then I'll show you the end result. So I've gone through the entire stitch. I followed the original stitch line and I overlapped to the end and I went back and forth a couple times. So this way your old stitch doesn't come apart and your new stitch will stay together. So this is when you have both sides of your seam available to you. I will show you what you can do if you're like missing half of your seam or is totally. Okay, so here's the second problem with exhaust covers. Sometimes your seam, the inner seam part will rip. That's when we do I already showed you a small section on the other one, but this is like more obvious. So what I'll do is I'll cut off all this extra, and then I'll just sew this section over this section, because there's still this material on this side left. So just make sure, just cut this all out of the way so it's not in your way, and then just do the same thing, go all the way to the end and do this to there. Okay, so I cut off all the extra edge, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line this up to here, to the clean part, and it's gonna be like that, and I'm gonna sew it in the middle. Let's see if I can do this.
We have a jammer that we let down by our aim. We kind of hot on it. We think it's hard to
So now, as you can see, the whole thing is fixed and it's solid. If you want, you could do one more stitch going down, but it's fine as is, and now it's no longer a giant hole.